Hi, I'm Dawn M. Salim. I'm the Library Director and your librarian for International Relations. This video will show you a bit about library services and how to access our resources. Find the library's homepage by Googling or using your favorite search engine for Salve Library. And once you get here, there's a few things to point out. First of all, our library services are available all the hours the library is open. You can click on this to see our monthly hours and Ask a Librarian tab to see when the reference librarians are available. Mostly during the weekdays, it's 10 to 7 p.m., except for Fridays when we end at 4. Back to the library's homepage, which you can get to by clicking on the top logo. On the right-hand side, there's a few things to point out. First of all, we do consults with graduate students often, and we can do them via Zoom. If you click on Meet with a Librarian, you can choose Reference Librarian, and you'll see my name pop up. Then you can choose the date that you're interested in, and it'll show you all the times on my calendar that I'm available. After you select a time that you like, you hit Continue, fill out this information. If you're off campus and not planning to be in the library, choose via Zoom video conference, confirm appointment, and it'll go straight into my calendar, and I'll send you the Zoom link. You can also use our Ask a Librarian chat, where you'll chat with a librarian that's on staff. And this is great for quick questions about whether we have access to certain journals or if you're trying to find an article, and basically anything. So that's a good option if you need a quick answer. The other thing to point out is our FAQs, which if you click on them here, you can type in your question and it'll bring up our knowledge base of FAQs. To access our materials, this across the top is a quick access for all of our books and articles and so forth. If you will start with the book tab, which it defaults to, and we'll try a search for Syria. It's good to use as few words as possible when you're searching in our library catalog, because the catalog is searching only the title, author, summary, content, and Library of Congress subject heading fields. So it's not a lot of text. So you want to use as few words as possible. So for a few things to note, first of all, this search got 5,300 results. So there are a lot of options for limiting our results. We could choose to limit by adding another term. If this is more specifically what we're looking for, we can add more terms. Now we're down to 237 results, which is much more manageable. So if we look at the book, there's a few things to point out. So if we were interested in this book, we'd click on the title. We can get in, we can see the ebook right here if we click on it. The summary gives us an idea if it's worth our while, if it's really related. And the content note is the chapter headings. If you were looking at a print book, you could request, and you saw a chapter heading you were interested in, you could place an interlibrary loan request for just that chapter heading. And in general, with our copyright restrictions, the rule of thumb is 10% of the works that we can interlibrary loan. So you could choose a chapter or two usually. And what you do is you'd click back to the library's homepage. Down here, you choose interlibrary loan and click here to fill out the form. And then you it defaults to article chapter request. You'd fill in the information. If you're logged into Canvas or your email, it fills out your contact information automatically. You hit submit, and it will go to one of our interlibrary loan librarians. If you are interested in this topic, it's really a good idea to look at our Library of Congress subject headings, because this is another entryway into books that are more specifically about your topic. So if we clicked on History of Syria Civil War 2011, it would bring up a new search just for the subject headings related to Syria's civil war. On the left-hand side, we could also limit only to ebooks if we were off campus and wanted immediate access. I usually suggest you click on Retain Filters so that it will keep the filter ebook as you continue to add words to your search. In terms of our ebooks, we have several different vendors, so you'll see different interfaces. So for example, this ebook is our Proquest ebook. A few things to point out. On this page, you can see the table of contents and each of the chapters, and you can download a PDF for each of these. But if you wanted to click Read Online, you can search within the book. And if you were looking, for example, for Assad, it will show you all the places where that name shows up. And if you click on the down arrow, you can see this chapter has a lot of mentions of our person. And if you click the down arrow, it shows you the context that each of the results that found that word, where it shows up in that context. Across the top, you could choose to print. If you wanted to save the book, you could print the actual page, or you could choose, if you click current chapter and continue, it'll actually create a PDF, which you can save. It's printing to PDF. You can also get your citation right here by clicking on the quotation marks and choose your citation style that you're interested in. And you can also get links and highlight and so on here. Back to the library's catalog results. If we would like to check a different ebook vendor, we're just scrolling down here. Let's try this one. This is another Proquest. We also have a lot of ebooks in JSTOR, which is another database that is great for international relations. So you can see it looks different here, but we can do all the things we could before. You can see the chapters each have their own summaries, so you can see if they'll be useful, and you can download each chapter or cite. So you'll see that there's a lot of options in the catalog. And if we go back again to the library's homepage, we'll go to the Articles tab. The Articles tab search automatically searches only our EBSCO host databases, and there are other options for our major databases below. If we were going to search our EBSCO databases, you can use slightly more words in here. So, maybe we're going to try these to see what comes back. This is searching tens of thousands of journals in the 31 EBSCO databases that are available. And so we see here that we have 7,400 results, which is a lot. So we may choose to filter our searches further. If we click on all filters at the top, we could choose if we wanted to see only the articles that are available to you in EBSCO or one of our other databases by clicking on full text. We may also choose to limit by publication date. And EBSCO also has subject headings, which you could choose some of those as well. So let's see what this does for us. If we limited for full text only, that took down a lot. And on the right-hand side here, if we click on the title, it will take us into the article record, which allows us to see information about the author, the journal that it appears in, and our subject terms. So you can see here, if we did a search for Syria civil war, if we click on that, it redoes our search and it only shows us results for the civil war. And then after that, we can do our filters again. We can choose that we only want full text. Maybe we only want peer-reviewed articles. We can choose a publication date. Maybe we only want the past 10 years. And then we will see that took us down quite a few. And if we want an article that we see that looks interesting, click on access options. If you click on PDF, it will open the PDF for you, which you can then download. And you can also get the citation by clicking on the quotation marks here. and choose your citation style. And then you can also download here. If we go back again to our result list, you may run into other options here. If we click on, this is taking us into another PDF, but if we keep clicking down through the results, if you hadn't clicked full text, you might see a situation where an article wasn't available. And that would look like find full text, request this item. This this tool is going out into all of our other databases to see if we have this article, which is in Turkish. But if we wanted it, you could click on request through interlibrary loan, and the article would it would populate all of the information that was from the article automatically, along with our information. We submit request, and it will appear in your email. If we go back to the library's homepage again, another tool that is especially useful for international relations students is JSTOR. And if we do our searches in here, the search tool, let's see. The search tool in JSTOR looks through the full text of the article, so you're going to get a lot more results. A thing to note about JSTOR is it tends to be what we call a retrospective database, which means that most of its results are 5 to 10 years old. But for certain topics, that's not as important. For some, it is. So it's just something to keep in mind. The only proviso to this is that it has a large collection of ebooks in JSTOR right up to the present. If we were interested in one of these articles, we can download cite. If we open it and get the article, one efficiency tip is to do control F in a PC, or Command F in a Mac, and we can see how many times our search terms show up. So this one is 21 times. So that's useful to know how relevant the article is. Proquest is another major database that we have access to that will be useful for international relations students. And if we try our search here, you can see what it looks like. JSTOR, Proquest is significant because it also gives, it's also a database that has access to dissertations. If you are a doctoral student, you may want to use or search for dissertations. And you can see here the different types of publications. So we have scholarly journals and newspapers. On the left-hand side, we can limit to, again, full text or peer-reviewed. So we could try that. And that takes us down from 175,000 to 2,500 results. If we were interested in this, we can access the full text, get our citation, and also limit by subject on the left-hand side here, or by date. The last thing I would like to show you is that we have research guides right here. If we click on research guide, you can find research guides for international relations here. These are created by our librarians for specific search strategies that are useful for you to try in international relations. This international relations research guide has a bunch of things that you may find useful. For example, we have suggestions for finding books and articles, Chicago to Arabian style. If you are in our doctoral program and writing a dissertation, there is information here. You will find this research guide in your Canvas core shells if you click on Library Resources, the Library Resources tab in your Canvas course. If you need anything at all, please feel free to contact me by making an appointment on the library's homepage. under Meet with a Librarian, or you can email me by Googling Dawn Salve Library.